Hi everybody, it's Kathy here and it is Thursday, so that means we're keeping it simple sometimes. And for this year we've been using base pages, and the last time we created this base page, if you remember, the green one with the border punch. And if you didn't remember, I will put a link here now so that you can go back and watch how it came together so that you too can scrapbook along with us. So we're going to create this layout, and it is of the agapanthus, which come out at Christmas time, and I always say once they start to flower we know that Christmas is around the corner, and I have a garden full of them. Now, depending on the soil, sometimes they're in this rich, beautiful lavendery, bluey, pinky, purpley colour, or they're in white. So it just depends on the acidity of your soil that they're planted in. Some people call them weeds, but I love them, and I have a whole garden full of agapanthus because they always remind me of Christmas. So I'm going to create this layout, and we're keeping it very simple. I'm just going to mat them in white just so they'll pop up off that background, and I am putting 4 photos onto this layout, which is pretty unusual for me to have that many on one layout and evenly spaced, but that's what we're doing today. So I trimmed down all the excess that we didn't need, and my photos are 3.5 wide by whatever depth they end up. Mostly they are just under the 5-inch mark, and one of them is 4 by 3.5. So the 4 by 3.5 one here, I'm going to mat it on a bit of yellow just to pick up the yellow that you see in that beautiful bud just beside my hand on that photo. And then I will put it onto the deeper purple at the top because I want to bring in that colour into the layout. So you can see how easy it is to bring your photo colours into what you are doing. Now I'm going to just mat this one as well in a dark green. Yes, I did do that in the darker green. I had it as a mental block there. I thought I might have gone lighter. No, but I went the darker green. And that too was also to drag the colours in from the garden and the flowers so that the whole layout just complements each other nicely. So I'm just trimming it down so it's got a thin border all the way around. I do not like this white cardstock. It's got a core inside, so when I cut with the blade it just sort of burrs and it just is a bit annoying. Anyway, that's beside the point. This is how it's going together. I'm going to have it as a step down with the photos, but they're all going to get onto this layout, and that's amazing because having as many photos as you can on the layout is also as good as having a feature layout. So as I said, these are the flowers blooming. Aren't they beautiful? The agapanthus, I just love them. I love the colour. It's just gorgeous. And I'm just going to pop this one up here on foam tape, and that's just to give some dimension to the layout and to allow some shadowing on the layout, which I actually like because I like paper scrapbooking for that reason, the tactile versatility of the page. So I've dragged in a couple of tags here, as you can see, and I'm going to create a fishtail tag myself. And what I'm doing here is I'm cutting in the fishtail, and then I'm going to get the circle punch, and I'm going to punch out a white circle, which I'm going to use for the tag hole at the top, and just to replicate the other tags that are already having those holes printed on them. Using my hole punch here, I'm just going to punch those holes so that my tags are now real tags, and I'm just going to tuck them into the top right hand corner in the 3 because I like to have everything in odds, you know that. My photos are 4 with the 3 tags, that's 7, that's odd, and that's how I like to make my layout work. That's why 3s are always good for that reason. And tuck them one on top of the other, and they're just going to sit there up the top, and I'm going to allow that one to go over the top of the photo there. Then I need to dress it a little bit and give it a title, and I have these stickers here, and it has the word blossom, so I'm going to use that here as my title. Now these stickers need to be stuck down with some glue because they aren't as sticky as they should be, and they have lost that stickiness, which is a shame, but they do look pretty groovy just there like that. And then I'm going to add in some puffy hearts here, and I'm going to put them in the 3 colours. I wished I'd had a purple heart left, but I don't, so I'm going to have to go with the pink, and that's okay. Then I am gone off screen so I could glue those down so that they don't come off. And then I'm thinking, how am I going to finish this off? And the way I'm going to finish it off is I get some enamel dots, and I'm just going to add those in here. And these are pink fresh ones, I believe. And I've got some purple, and I've got some green, and I've got some yellow, so I'm mixing it up with the same colours, just changing the sizes, adding them to the clusters as such. And then I'm also going to add them to the top of my tags to address the holes of the tags, because I don't want to leave them open there. And I thought I might have had 3 the right size, but I have to change a colour, but that's okay. That works fine. It still works because it is a lighter purple. And there's how that has come together so far. Very easy, not much. 4 photos matted, a title, some puffy stickers to draw the eye around the visual triangle, some tag banners at the top just to add a point of interest, and I'm going to finish it off with a messy border, which you just hand draw using freehand and just drag your pen down the page. Ideally you'd like to go straight down in one go, but that doesn't always work. And that's the whole beauty of a messy border. It doesn't have to be straight. It can be wobbly because it is messy and it is freehand. And there's how you put it in nice and easy. And that border just pops it enough. I'm going to add in a little bit of faux stitching here in a zigzag, so it looks like I've run the sewing machine around the edges. And then I just need to add in the date, which was last Christmas, December 2024. And that's my layout. Very easy. You too can have a go at this layout. It's so simple. Just remember, use up all your scraps, put it all together, and then pull out your photos and mat them. And that's basically all I've done for this layout. That's the beauty of keeping it simple. Sometimes you get those flowers or those photos into your albums, and this one will go into my book of me, which I like, and they're my favourite things. Now let's get ready for the next one. So I have this wood veneer paper, a wood paneling. I've had it sitting on my desk for a long time. I was going to use it for a wedding album photo, but I didn't, and it sat there and it sat there and it sat there. And then I came across this scrap the other day when I was cleaning up, and I thought, well, it's beautiful timing, that matches beautifully, so let's put it together. I have also collected a piece of brown from my scraps, and I'm going to use that on this layout as well. I did cut that Dreamcatcher paper in half, because I was thinking I'd go half and like 2 on both sides, but then the more I look at it, I'm thinking I'm actually going to keep that, and then I'm going to keep that because I'm going to fussy cut those out, I think, when I do the layout. So I'm just going to trim this down so that it is 12 by 12, and then I'm just going to put that to the left hand side. I do like the other side as well. It's got a nice pattern on there, but I'm just going to use the Dreamcatcher side. I don't know what photo I'm going to put on it yet, but I do know that I want to fussy cut those Dreamcatchers out and use them as part of an embellishment cluster or a feature on the layout. So when I put it aside, I will make sure that I put it together so that I don't lose it, and I've got it for my layout when I'm ready to work it next week. Now, being on school holidays, I can guarantee that there will be a next week one because I'm at home. So I'm going to try and get better at keeping that every Thursday. Hopefully the work schedule will ease up a little bit and I'll be able to do so. If not, I will work hard at getting it up on the weekend ready for the following Thursday. So I did contemplate turning it over to the dark side, but I am going to actually go back and add it on this side with the wind chime, with the Dreamcatcher side. I call it a wind chime. I don't know why I keep calling it a wind chime, but it's a Dreamcatcher. and I'm going to just put it here to the edge of this layout, and it didn't cut it straight, so I'm just going to fix that by making sure it goes on straight and then trimming off the excess to the side. I'll just do that quickly. And that flower side is very pretty as well, but I'm not using it. It is a wanting to say a Bella paper from Australia. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a Bella paper. And that's how it's going, and I will put that extra piece with it because, like I said, I will fussy cut those out and they will be a part of that layout, and I'm looking forward to it next time. So here's a close-up of today's layout. Have a go. Please scrap along with me. I'd love to hear from you. I have a Facebook page now that is mine. I'll put the details down below. You can always go and drop me a message there if you are playing along. Happy scrapping till next time, everybody. Thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time.